Hello, hello. Hello. This is Jake Light Gaming Lawyer at your service. We're once again back with the Great Ace Attorney. Right, we're finally going, with all the shenanigans that happened previously, we're finally doing some serious work again. Right? We gotta find out what this bullet means. Now. What's that around the bullet hole? Is it blood? A suspicious red stain on the calendar. Aha! Maybe I may well be able to help with that. What? There's nothing like the sight of blood to get the blood pumping, is there, Bruno? I have a feeling I'm not as bloody-minded as you, Iris. I'm afraid the sight of blood makes my blood run cold. There you have it. You see, when it comes to blood, we're all different types. Yes, what a scientific observation. So you need this. Oh no, what is that scary looking thing? Hurley and I haven't actually come up with a name for it yet. But as soon as you see it in action, you understand what it does. Watch. Oh, you just destroyed evidence. The color of the bloodstone has changed. There's some high-tech stuff over there. There, does it make sense now? Yes, I think I'm starting to understand. Good. It works on the principle that different people have different types of blood, you see? Yes, how wonderful. The chemical it fires combines with the blood and makes it change color, and that definitely destroys the evidence. Oh. So you can't identify whose blood it is when you're looking at it in the flesh. Okay, I'm not sure that's how it works. Oh, what a fabulous invention, Iris. Isn't it? I bet Ginny would say it's bleeding green. So, whose blood are we looking at then? Well, all the chemical does is turn the blood a different color, so just find someone whose blood turns the same color and you know who it belongs to in the flesh. It's more like two flashes, really, isn't it? One flash or two. This could well turn out to be a very valuable coup. So we must make a note of it in the court record. I probably think this is Sholmes' blood. Let's keep testing and adding the results of any other blood analysis to the portfolio. As long as I have reagent left, sure. Right, it was this blood stain I want to look at. Mr. Naruto, I don't know if you've noticed, but there's something rather troubling here. I've noticed. The red smear, you mean? Yes, it looks like blood, doesn't it? I wondered if Susato-san had picked up on that. In that case, yes, we need Iris. We should show this to her before we forget. Right, we need to talk to Iris then. Again. No? Oh, we need to present this to her. Oh wait, did I? Oh, I did not press the button to present? Okay then. Present. Oh, that looks like blood. I would say it's from a gloved finger, almost certainly a glove made of leather. How certain are you? Well, don't worry, Bruno. You can leave the rest to me. Probably a different color. Yep, it's different. Look at that. Yes, that's a color we haven't seen before, isn't it? We simply must add it to the portfolio of blood samples. It could be an important clue. Oh my god, we have a lot of evidence now. Although, it would be nice to find out whose blood these different colors correspond to at some point. Well, this particular stain of blood. Oh, you have an idea, haven't you? Do you know whose blood this is? I think I do. Not from the color it turned, but with a little deduction. That's right. I think it's clear. Iris, you know as well? You first, Reno. Who do you think it belongs to? Alright, I believe this blood is 1 pound. This is not Lestrade. Shouldn't be Lestrade. Magnus McGilded. Windy Bank. Probably. Yeah, probably Gina. Yeah, probably Gina. That's Gina. Gina's blood. Oh my! Oh my! You think this is Gina's blood? Yes, it was Gina who brought the ticket here to the Windy Banks. After all, sometimes the simplest answer is the right one. But Gina doesn't own any gloves at all. Oh. And Ginny wasn't injured either, was she? Ah. We're trying to work out who the blood came from, so we can rule out anyone who hadn't been bleeding straight away. Perhaps my answer was a little too simple. I have to think this through some more. Who do we know was bleeding at the same time? Bleeding at the time? Tri-Fired Mason? Tri-Fired Mason? Yes, Tri-Fired Mason. You don't sound very sure of yourself, the way you trailed off there. Well, it was 2 months ago now, that case. Of course, I'd never met the victim, so I'm struggling to remember his name. He was definitely thrice fired, though. The victim of the omnibus case? Yes, his name was indeed Mr. Thrice-Fired Mason. But that would mean that his bloodstain was left on the ticket 2 months ago. Yes, I think it was. Gina brought this ticket here to Windy Banks yesterday. I'm suggesting that the bloodstain was already on it at that time. So it's a smear of blood from the time that Mr. Mason was killed 2 months ago. Something else is coming back to me now. Mr. McGilder was also wearing leather gloves that night. Yep. Now I ask yous, what good-hearted soul would rush to help a fella bleeding from his stomach? I was about to start worrying about me gloves now, was I? I'll reach out to give them the man a hand. It certainly does look like a leather glove thumbprint, this mark. We know that Mr. McGilded had no injuries at the time anywhere on his body, from which we can conclude that any blood on the glove belonged to the victim, Mr. Mason. Miss Naruto, you sound just like Mrs. Sholmes. Minus the quirky slip-ups, I suppose, I hope. Yes, I think you're right, Nuno. Very well, let's make a note of this. The details of the pawnbrokers, blah 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 blah. Right. We haven't even gone into the room and we already have so many things. Alright, I think that is it. Unless is this thing? No, this thing's not examinable. Because I know they talk about camera, but there's no camera here. So we just go towards the door then. Behind that door is the storeroom, isn't it? That's what Grexy said. Yes, and that's where I saw that dreadful scene last night. Through the little window in the door. Mr. Windybank face down on the floor, with Gina beside him. As the accused's legal representative, you have the right to examine the scene, Mr. Naruto. You must make a thorough investigation. Yes, of course, and we will. Behind that door, that's the real scene of the crime. Iris is quite fearless in these situations, apparently. Don't worry, if there are clues in there, I'll find them. Alright, how do I get in? Move, I guess? Alright. Alright, the body's removed, of course. Poor Iris. She's clammed up completely. Oh well, she was just putting up a brave front. Iris is bound to find this difficult. After all, Mr. Winback's life was taken in his very room only last night. Gregson. Ah! Wait, Inspector. What is it now, Sunshine? You took one look at me and tried to run away. You think a Scotland Yard inspector will run away from some jumped-up little defense lawyer doing here? Well... I've never seen her ladyship looking like that before, is the thing. I didn't know what to say to her. So you weren't running away from me. You were running away from a 10-year-old. Oh my. I'm afraid this is all a little much for young Iris. Some gentle reassurance might go a long way, perhaps, Inspector. Hey! Don't trouble yourself unduly, your ladyship. I mean, at least you're not dead. Oh my god. I mean, at least... It caught me off guard. I'm sorry. Oh shit. Shit. Okay, alright. I don't think that went very well. Why? Look, I'm in the middle of an investigation here, Sunshine, and I told you not to get under my feet. Stupid. And we have investigated it to ourselves. Yes. I'd like to hear more of what the socially inept inspector has to say. Oh, Hurley. And inquire into how Mr. Sholmes' operation is going. Right, let's talk to our guy here. There's so many talks, so many conversations. So, Inspector, what do you make of the crime scene here? Pshaw. You've got eyes, haven't you? Use them. It is what it looks like. Nothing more, nothing less. Iris, could you lend me a hand? So, Grixie, what do you make of this crime scene here? Oh yes, your Lord Ladyship, do allow me to humbly explain. Last night at shortly after the hour of 1 o'clock in the morning, Scotland Yard police attended the scene. One and only door to this storeroom was found locked from the inside. So it was locked from the inside. The lock appears to be broken now though. Was that the police officer's doing? Quite right, ma'am. Quite right. We took the liberty of smashing the door in as humbly as possible. Oh. As you can see, the victim was discovered prostrate on the floor, thus wise, and next to the formation body, we discovered the vile gutter child. Are you talking about Ginny? She's my friend, you know, Inspector. Miss Lestrade, the hapless girl, was curled up on the floor, dead to the world. She's still alive, you know. Yes, when I saw her, she appeared to be unconscious. And I'm afraid to say she had a gun that was used in her hand. No. Presumably it's a gun that's still down there on the floor. Nobody has picked up to investigate it, apparently. In her pocket, we found a key to the door as well. What? The key to this storeroom? And you say the storm had been locked from the inside, Inspector? Correct. All of which leaves her ladyship's friend in something of a sticky situation, I'm afraid. Obviously, my personal opinion is that it's all some sort of misunderstanding. Right. Of course it is, Inspector. Of course it is. Before Iris was here, you were like very certain our friend Ginny is the criminal. Sherm's operations. Rexy, do you know anything about Honey? Is the operation finished? Is Honey alright? Is he? The thing is, don't mince your words, Inspector. Please. You don't mean to say that Mr. Sherms is... No. The operation's done and dusted. It's just that, well... Out with it. Yes, ma'am. They use something called a general anesthetic. It's a laser thing. Renders the whole body insensitive. The whole body anesthetized? Is that even possible? It means the operation can be completed while the patient is fast asleep. Goodness, in the Empire of Japan, you can just manage to provide laughing gas for a tooth extraction. The trouble is, the latest thing isn't always the greatest thing, if you follow my meaning. They couldn't get the medication to work at first, but it took hours for him to nod off, so I hear. Now that the op's finished, they can't get him to wake up, apparently. Oh my! No one knows if it's the anesthetic that's still in his system, or if the bloke's just plain exhausted. Anyway, all they can do is stand back and watch until he comes around again. Hurley! The moment he opens his eyes, though, ladyship, I swear I'll get your word to you. What a surprise! Even in matters of life and death, Mr. Sherms has to do things his way. Talk about things there, joking about serious things. Alright, let's look around the box. Out of all the articles in this storeroom, I choose to look at this first. This is the only thing that shows any sign of being ransacked. Ah! What is it, Iris? That's the box file that my manuscript was being kept in. Oh. Iris's unpublished story, The Hound of the Baskervilles. Surely that's not what all this... Sorry, Iris, but if you ask me, it's sell it without telling you. We must check inside the box at once. Yes. Checking. Ah! It was there. Iris' story was there. Really? It was? Well, that's a good news, isn't it, Iris? Yes. I mean, of course I believe Harry when he said he deposited here, but still, it's a relief to actually see it. Really? Because that's not a very well hidden frown. Iris's manuscripts entered the record. Good. Let's look at the. Is it something I can look at? Of course, it's just a stack of paper. Can I read it though? The Hound of the Baskervilles. How did Susato know the exact title of this unpublished story? I suppose I'll just have to wait until she's ready to explain it to me. I'm so sorry. Alright. Let's look at this. Look at all these articles that has been deposited. Rooms are full of them. I can't believe how many there are. A bicycle, a gramophone, a musical instrument, even some enormous paintings. Look. Pieces of different people's lives, kindly gathering us in here together. There's something very peaceful about the atmosphere in there. Or at least there would be, if not for the chalk outline on the floor and the policeman shuffling around. Not much I can do about that, sunshine. Right, I think I pretty much explored everything. Let's look at the blood. The police have marked the position of the body with a chalk line. Poor Mr. Windybank. He was a nice old man. Well, he was shot just once, through the heart. Most likely the fellow died instantly. He would have felt the thing. I beg to differ, that's how it works. Pump some gas on it. Oh, sorry. Let's read that. Why did I say that? This must be his blood then. I don't like to ask at such a wretched time, Iris, but I wonder if perhaps... Don't worry, Susie. I'm ready for action. Kaboosh. Yep, different color. So now we know the color the chemical turns when it reacts with Mr. Windybank's blood. It doesn't match our analysis of the blood stain we found in the main shop. No, but let's add this sample to the others we've already collected anyway. Right. And I think... Can we say explore further? Nah. Iris? Don't worry, I'm alright. But we must find the true culprit. Yes, absolutely. Okay. Look at the gun. This is a revolver, a real one. And quite possibly the murder weapon used to take Mr. Windybank's life. What's the matter, Susie? You and Bruno look like you're about to faint. Well, it's just that I've rarely seen a gun in the flesh. And I've had issues with guns in the past. But anyway, we saw Mr. Windybank with this yesterday, didn't we? I shall have to take my own life. And you did. With that very same gun. It must be cursed. It must be the same gun. Last night, when I looked through the spy hole in the door to the storm here, that was the same gun I saw in Gina's hand. Mr. Windybank told us that he only ever had a single bullet loaded in his revolver, didn't he? Well, it's empty now. The one and only bullet he had in his gun has been fired. So we can be fairly certain that only a single shot was fired from his revolver. Right. I think that's pretty much it. Unless Gregson can tell me more about something about the gun. No, I don't think so. doesn't really seem like relevant to him. Genus representation paper. That has been done as Mr. Mason's Pompocrium. Let's have more things to examine. Thought there is. Yep, all of it has been explored. We'll move to a different area then. Let's see. Normally there should be a prompt when we've seen something. Something when they talked about the policeman. What about here?
These shelves are where the pawnbrokers put articles that have been forfeited on display for customers to buy.
Yes, it's really a strange miscellany, isn't it? I mean, who would buy this horse statue, for example?
Well, sometimes you can find some real treasures among all the junk, you know? Are you alright, Bruno?
Oh, it's just, well, it looks like a collection of useless junk as a whole, but when you pick out individual things, you can't help wishing you owned them, even that horse statue.
That's exactly how the pawnbroker works. They're very clever.
Alright. I don't think we have anything to investigate anymore, but we will try clicking everything, even with this stuff. It is that strange contraption that lets you see pictures of things as if they are right in front of your eyes. Makes you think when Mr. Sholmes gleefully showed it to us yesterday, blissfully unaware that any of this was about to happen. This. I'm fairly sure this contraption was here yesterday as well. Here we are, though I'm not confident I can get it close again.
Oh yes, it's a folding stereoscope.
Really? This is a stereoscope? Mr. Sholmes showed us a picture yesterday that you were supposed to be able to see in these 3 dimensions, but that he used the great big contraption over there.
Well, it's for use in public houses and places like that. Contains a carousel with all sorts of pictures inside. But this little thing is much simpler design for use at home. There are special shops selling prints you can use in them. I have a little collection myself.
I wonder if I could make money out of this in Japan. It would beat keeping my toilet sparkling clean anyway. Right. Okay. Oops.
That's a music box. Do you have them when you come from, Bruno?
Yes, but I've never seen one as large as this in Japan.
Oh well, this will be a treat. Shall we have a listen?
Okay. Nice. But is it some sort of reference or something?
What do you think? Isn't it pretty sound?
It's a beautiful sound, yes, but isn't it a little hard to enjoy when all the persons in the room are giving you fierce looks?
Never mind that. If any of them say anything, I'll tell Grixie to have a word.
Iris Wilson, Superintendent of Scotland Yard. Right. Pretty much exhausted my options. I have no idea where we should be going. Maybe a hospital? Regardless? Nope. Don't think so. I'm supposed to be here. Prison? No. Baker Street? I don't think so as well. Nothing of really importance. Never been cooked. Right. I probably should read this, but we need. It's okay. No. It's the criminals. Right. If only I know where to look now. A prison? Should we go back to the prison? Oh, we are supposed to go back to the prison. Alright. Perfect timing, actually. Because we have run out of time. Perfect timing, run out of time. No idea what I'm trying to say. But in any case, we'll have to do this next episode. And so, hope you enjoyed this. And we're going to find out more. I think maybe this is it. This is the time we will be going to the court. That's what I'm guessing. We've exhausted all the investigations, and yeah, I think we've got all the evidence we can get from our exploration. So we'll see. We'll see if it's going to be a trial next time. So take care, stay hopeful, but be critical, alright? Bye bye.